Hello and welcome to Yoga 413. I'm Tauni and I'll be leading you today in a Vinyasa flow practice. If you enjoy the class and you have not done so already, please consider subscribing or sharing the class with a friend. When you're ready, let's get started. Beginning our class in Hero's Pose in a kneeling position, your hands can just rest on your thighs, hips on your heels. I invite you to close your eyes. Begin to simply connect to your breath. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Begin to just arrive mentally on your mat, letting go of any distractions or anything that might be weighing on your mind today. Continue that nice long deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Opening the eyes, and on the next inhale, reach your arms up over the head and turn your gaze up to the hands. As you exhale, bring the palms together down through the heart center. Matching breath and movement, inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, coming down. Again, this time, inhale, reach the arms up. Take that right hand down to the mat or to a block and lengthen through the left side of the body. Inhale, both arms reach up, lengthen the spine. Exhale to the other side, lengthen. Inhale, one more breath, arms come up. Taking the hands to the mat and coming into a tabletop position, knees under hips. Extend the right arm forward and left leg back. Flexing the foot and pointing the toes down towards your mat. Returning to the mat and switching sides. Left arm, right leg. Extending through the fingertips and through the heel. Returning to the mat, bringing those knees back together and returning to Hero's Pose. Inhale, reach your arms up over the head and interlace the fingers. Press the palms up, inhale. Exhale, drop the arms round the spine like cat pose, chin to chest. Inhale, open up, and maybe even open up the heart to the sky. Exhale, round the spine, chin towards chest. One more time, inhale, open up, and exhale, round. Rising back up, taking the hands to the mat, once again, returning to all fours. Extend the right arm, left leg, bird dog pose, or sometimes called spinal balance. Choose to stay here or bend the knee, reach that hand back for the foot, and press the foot into the hand as you begin to open up the thigh and the shoulder. Begin to lengthen the arm and the leg, and then return to the mat. Let's try that on the other side. Extend. Choose to stay or reach back hand to foot, and actively press the foot into the hand as you lift away from the mat. Extending and returning to the mat. So we're going to come back into the Hero's Pose one more time, but this time take the hands onto the mat. Inhale, open up your chest, gaze up, shoulders slide down your back. As you exhale, I want you to round, bring the chin to chest. Again, we're going to start to add on, so inhale, open. This time as you exhale, press into the tops of the feet, hover the knees up off the mat. Again, inhale, releasing, opening your chest. Exhale, round, this time hold this position. Pulling those belly muscles in, pressing the arms straight, And press that mat away from you, building some heat here. Dropping the knees to the mat. Let's come into our first downward facing dog. As you begin to pedal out your feet, alternate bending your knees. Find that foundation in your hands with fingers spread wide, weight into the fingers. Tailbone lifting up. And then find downward facing dog. Find stillness. Find that stretch and that opening through the back side of the body. Begin to look forward and step to the top of your mat. Coming into ragdoll pose, curling your elbows. Knees can be bent here as we begin to open up through the back of the legs. Staying here or begin to sway side to side. Coming back to the center, find stillness. Releasing those elbows, begin to roll it up one vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow. Arriving in mountain pose, Tadasana, near the top of your mat. Let's flow through Siri Namaskare. Inhale, reaching the arms up over the head. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward. Lengthen the spine, hands to shins, gaze forward for your half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Stepping back to plank pose. This first time through, drop the knees to supported plank. Shift forward, bend your elbows halfway. Supported chaturanga. Lower to the mat, open up your chest for cobra pose. Exhale, tuck those toes, hips come up, downward facing dog. Begin to look forward and step to the top of your mat. On your inhale, come into that half lift, gaze forward, and fold. As you inhale, rise up with a strong straight back this time, arms over the head, bringing the hands to the heart center. Inhale, reaching the arms up, swan dive, fold forward. Half lift, lengthen, and fold. Stepping back to plank pose, shoulders over wrist. Shift forward halfway down, chaturanga. Flipping the feet over, straightening your arms, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Begin to look forward, step or float to the top of your mat, and fold. Inhale, rise up, bringing the hands to the heart center. Let's flow through that sun salutation one more time, reaching up, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and fold. Stepping back to plank pose. Shifting forward, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. So hopefully starting to feel warmer, just building some heat in the body. On that next inhale, draw forward to plank pose. As you exhale, lift the hips up for downward facing dog. 2 more times, inhale. Exhale, down dog. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Sweeping that right leg up, keep the hips square. So we'll just like when we were on all fours, the toes point down. Now take a stretch and open up that hip, lifting the leg even higher. As you exhale, draw the knee into the chest. Press that mat away from you around the spine. Looking between the hands, step the foot forward. Rise up for warrior lunge. So be sure front knee over ankle. Then take the hands down to the mat, step back for plank. Shift forward, chaturanga. This is your optional flow. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Lifting the left leg, hips square. Lift the leg higher, open up your hip. Exhale, knee to chest. Press that mat away from you, lift up. Creating space, step the foot forward. Rise up, warrior lunge. Taking the hands down to the mat, step back. Choose to flow through the half series, or you're always welcome to go to downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here, just checking in. Looking forward, bring the feet to the top of the mat. This time, bend your knees. Reach your arms up for chair pose, Utkatasana. As you inhale, stand up, open up the chest, and then sweep the arms behind the back, interlacing the hands. Open up your chest and fold forward. Relax the top of your head down. Dropping the hips, releasing the hands, reach the arms up, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Lengthen the spine, half lift. Planting your hands, stepping or floating back to chaturanga. Upward facing dog, down dog. Keeping your hips square, lift the right leg up. Open up the hip. Draw that knee through the chest, create space. Step the foot forward, warrior lunge. Open to warrior two, dropping your back heel to the mat. Begin to lean forward, lengthen through the side body. Let's come into a supported, extended angle. So once again, just see how you feel in this pose. Maybe you take the hand down to the ankle or even a block. Hold that extension, fingertips all the way down through the heel. Begin to lift up and reverse your warrior. Take that right arm back, stretching through the side body. Circle the arms down to the mat. Step back to down dog. Lifting the left leg up, hips are square, toes down. Now open up the hip, extend the leg. Knee through chest, squeeze those belly muscles. Step the foot forward, warrior lunge. Open to warrior two, extending those arms. Begin to lean forward, come into your extended angle, either supported here or take that hand down to the floor, the ankle, or a block. Begin to lift up, reverse your warrior. That left arm reaches back, just lightly touch that back leg. Circle the arms to the mat. Step back to down dog. We're going to begin to add on to that flow, lifting that right leg up, hips closed. Now open up the hip and bend the knee. Keep relaxing through that left heel. Straightening the leg behind you, knee through chest, lift. Step the foot forward, warrior lunge. Open to warrior two. Begin to lean forward, come into that extended angle. So you stay here, circle that arm back behind the back, coming into your half bind, grabbing onto the shirt or your thigh, rolling that chest open. Begin to lengthen the arms as you rise up, reverse your warrior. We're going to add on. I want you to come to warrior two. Begin to lean forward. We're coming into half moon pose, taking the hand down to the mat and opening up for our balanced posture. So this is a great place to have your hand on a block. Taking the hand down, close the hip. So point those toes down and then drop the foot to the mat. Sit back into chair pose as your arms extend up over the head. As you inhale, rise up, open up your chest. Swan dive, forward fold. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's try that on the other side. So lifting the left leg up, hips square. Now lift the leg and bend the knee, open up. Relax through that right heel. Nice, beautiful stretch here. Then extend the leg, knee through chest, stepping the foot forward, rise up, warrior lunge. Open to warrior two. Begin to lean forward, coming into that extended angle. Circle that arm back, half bind. So as I add these options, you know you can always stay where we were the last time with the arm extended. Lengthening the arms, rise up, reverse your warrior. Transitioning to balancing half moon, so continue to lengthen through both waists. Bring that hand down. Typically, that thumb is in line with the pinky toe. Taking the right hand down, close that right hip, toes point down. Bring the feet to the mat. Dropping the hips, sit back into chair pose. You're doing a great job. As you inhale, rise up, arch back. Swan dive, fold forward. Inhale, length. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Connect to that breath, check in. Let's add on a couple more things. As you inhale, lift that right leg, hip square. Now go ahead and lift the leg, open up, choose to stay or flip into wild thing, into that back bend. Eyes go back to the mat, lift that leg straight back up. Stepping the foot forward, warrior lunge. Warrior two. Begin to lean forward, come into that extended angle. Choose to bind either half or this time, maybe even full. Now be real careful when you're adding your bind, because oftentimes in classes I see people, their chest facing the floor. Everything should be open to the side, that alignment over the front leg. Reverse your warrior. Rising up, balancing half moon. Ooh, lost my balance there. So here's one more option, just like in the warm-up. Bend that knee, reach the hand of the foot, coming into sugarcane pose. Lengthen the arm and the leg. Taking the hand down, close that hip. Bring the feet together. Rise up for chair pose, knees bent. Lift your heels. Let's come into balancing chair. And slowly see if we can go all the way down. And then come all the way up. Beautiful. Let's arrive in Tadasana, mountain pose. You did great. Let's try that on the other side, reaching the arms up. Fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing and downward. Begin to lift the left leg hip square. Now lift it higher, open up that hip, choose to stay, or carry that foot to the floor, lifting into wild thing. Eyes come back to the mat, lift that leg up. Step the foot forward, warrior lunge. Open to warrior two. Lean forward, find that extended angle, then choose your option to stay or to bind, full or half. Remember that alignment. Begin to lengthen the arms, reverse your warrior, reach it back. Rising up, lengthen through that side body, lift up for your balancing half moon pose. Make your choice to stay or reaching hand to foot, just like in the beginning, pressing that foot into your hand. Lengthen. Take that hand down, close the hip. Bring the feet down and together. Bend those knees, chair pose. Lift your heels, balancing chair. Let's try down and up one more time. Go slowly with control, working within your range of motion. Press it all the way back up. Mountain pose. You're doing great. Reach the arms up. Swan dive, fold forward. Just moving, lengthen. Chaturanga. So I put in a lot of half series today. You'll always remember to take them out. Coming into down dog, let's drop the knees. Take a child's pose. We've been moving a lot. Just connect to that breath again. Check in, see how you're feeling. Coming back into downward facing dog. Dropping the knees to the mat. Walk the hands back into that tabletop position. Take that right arm up for a twist. And then let's thread the needle underneath. Palm is up, taking the head down to the mat. Nice stretch here for the back of the shoulder, the upper back. Pressing back up onto all fours. Let's switch sides. Reach it up and twist through that half knot. Let's press it back up and lift the hips back into downward facing dog. So come forward into a plank pose. We're going to hold our plank. Just find that alignment. Be sure your eyes are slightly forward. Now we're going to roll to the right side, taking the left arm up, stacking the feet, or keeping them separate for your side plank. And remember, bottom knee can always come down. Let's switch sides, bring that hand down, roll to the opposite side, side plank. Coming back down. Let's lower all the way to the mat. Sweep your arms to your sides. Let's lift up into a locust pose. Lifting the back of the thighs. Arms reaching back. Release and take an ear to the mat. Doesn't matter which side. Let's bring the eyes back forward. We're going to try that pose one more time, lifting into locust pose. And once again, you choose to stay or bend to the knees, reach back. Hands to feet or ankles into bow pose. Releasing from your pose, dropping that opposite ear to the mat. Bringing the hands to the chest. Tuck those toes, press up into any version of plank you wish. Go to downward facing dog. Let's look forward and just step to the top of your mat and have a seat. So we're going to begin with that right leg extended. Bend that left knee. That foot can go to the inner thigh, or if lotus pose is in your practice, you can go into a half lotus position as well. Reaching the arms up over the head. Exhale, extend forward. Begin to come up out of the pose, bend both knees, find your sits bones, and arrive in boat pose, keeping the knees bent or extending the legs. Good, let's come down and switch sides. Sit up nice and tall, inhale, exhale, extend. So on these, where we're starting to really hold these stretches a little bit longer, just focus on that exhale, that release. Coming up out of the pose, we're going to do one more boat pose. So find those sits bones. Come into whatever version of pose you like. I don't know if you guys can see me shaking or not when I extend my legs. Let's bend the knees, roll down onto your back. Let's take the feet to the floor. Let's do a bridge pose. So pressing the hips up, walk your shoulders together and down your back. Maybe you interlace. Releasing from the pose. I want you to extend your left leg out and pull your right knee into the chest first, and then I want you to pivot it out to the side. So imagine pigeon pose just from your back. Just taking it into a gentle hip stretch. Now bring that knee back towards the chest, gently pull down, and then drop across the body for your spine twist, shoulders connected to the mat. Let's roll back onto our back and switch sides. Pulling the knee in and then rotating it out to the side like pigeon. Now bringing that knee up, gently pull down towards the chest, and then cross it over into your spine twist. Let's come back onto our back, hug both knees to the chest, and start to circle the ankles one direction, and then switch. Taking the feet to the mat, Drop the knees open for reclining butterfly. Soles of the feet pressed together, hands on your midsection. I invite you to close your eyes. So we're going to move into Shavasana, our final pose, extending the legs, bringing the arms to your sides with the palms up. Begin to release and let go of all those muscles. So the feet will just naturally drop away from each other. Softening through the back, the belly, the shoulders, and even the face. Keeping those eyes closed. We're going to be here for just a few moments, and I'll be back with you shortly. So you're welcome to hit that pause button and stay a little longer. Or if you're with me, just begin to wiggle the fingers and toes as you gently awaken the body. Then bending the knees, rolling over onto that right side into this fetal position where we just take a moment to pause, to check in. And I encourage you to acknowledge gratitude, thankfulness for whatever it is you're thankful for today. Then help yourself up to have a seat on your mat. You did amazing, and I truly appreciate you joining me for class. Let's reach our arms up over the head, bringing the hands to the heart center, and from my heart to yours, namaste. Have a blessed day, everyone, and thanks again for joining me.